Section 2. Purpose of the law. I reported at the administrative office for documentation. Obviously aware of where I would be posted, I went straight to the OC Legal to learn from my predecessor's mistake. He was so thrilled to receive me. My remarkable performance in the EndSARS assessment report had led to my name trending within the force. The OC Legal went straight to why I was there to see him. It seemed he had read my mind, as he rightly predicted I was there to ensure I never made the same mistake Solomon did. While we were conversing, the AIG's orderly stepped into his office and told him that the AIG requested his presence in an ongoing meeting. He smiled at me, knowing he could not continue his lecture. Before leaving his office, he handed me a book and asked me to go through it and use it as a guide to excel in my new posting. The book's title read Criminal Laws of Lagos State, 2015. As I flipped through the book, Section 2 caught my attention. It talked extensively on the purpose of the law. I reflected on the EndSARS protests, when there was a complete breakdown of law and order across the Federation. There was complete chaos and disorderliness in every part of the country, and none of the laws contained in this law book was upheld, as most police officers were fighting for their lives. No one was able to enforce the law, as hoodlums looted shopping malls and extorted innocent civilians. Innocent girls and women were raped and molested, but they did not stop at that, as they entered some apartments and robbed and killed those that put up resistance. The beautiful city of Lagos became a nightmare, as various cult groups waged war on rival groups, turning the streets of Lagos into streams of blood. I remember a particular cult group that severed the head of a young man and used it to play football. Several policemen were killed, burnt, and eaten by these same barbarians that took over the streets. Judiciary facilities were raided, and both documents and facilities were burnt. Everything the laws of Lagos regarded as an offense was violated. Nowhere was safe. I was on duty outside Lagos at the time and had to call home, as I was really worried about my family. My wife and kids could not sleep, as these hoodlums repeatedly attempted to gain access into K2 police station, which housed officers' quarters. The safest place I used to know turned into a blackened spot marked for destruction. I had received information that the said mob had burnt down close to 17 police stations, and 2 of them had quarters attached to them. The officers occupying the said quarters had to run for their dear lives, scaling the station's fence to neighboring buildings. Sadly, the people living there drove them away like outcasts because the law no longer had value. The law enforcers had lost their power and were now the hunted. Some suspects went as far as tracking down officers investigating their cases. Those IPOs who were exposed were killed simply because they investigated someone suspected to have violated the laws. My heart beat in my ears every second my wife called. My heart beat in my ears every second my wife called, not knowing what she would say if I picked the call. The light radiated by the criminal laws was covered up in the smoke of darkness created by the chaos that took over the space the law used to sanitize. I never thought the criminal laws held value until I tasted a life without them. Lagos cried for a week until sanity was restored. The purpose of the criminal laws of Lagos should not be taken lightly because it promotes an orderly society. It fosters collective obligations and duties toward the preservation and protection of life and property. It is subject to public control and persons whose conduct indicates that they are disposed to committing offenses. It safeguards conduct that is without fault from condemnation as criminals. It gives fair warning of the nature of the conduct declared to be an offense.